Greetings and salutations, Internet denizens. Here I am with day two. Well, a little bit of a recap on day one. I did fairly well. Frankly, I did cheat. I had some potato chips and I ate my last meal around 7 p.m. and I went to bed about 9:30 p.m. So I've got to work on keeping my window closed a little bit better and doing more with that. Um, Something else too. Um, I found that I was really hungry. I knew that sugar withdrawal would be tough, but boy howdy, it was difficult. That's kind of why I cheated. So just kind of putting it in the past, moving on, trying to get back to day two. So day two, I didn't weigh myself for day two. And again, the plan was very similar to day one, sticking with the no sugar routine and low carb, very, very low carb. So I had some sweet potatoes and I had some lettuce and I had some tomatoes as far as carbs. The rest was meat and I did pretty well. As far as my eating window, I ate from 11 to 6 p.m. and I did really well on day two. So those things are going well. For day four is a scale day. So I'm going to go ahead and get on day four and we'll see what my progress is like after these first three initial days. I didn't get on the scale purposefully because I was eating just to get past the sugar addiction, hopefully, or the biggest hump of that sugar addiction, moving on, and then I could start regulating. So, one of the things that I've been thinking about is talking about kind of the process that I'm going through here. I'm losing weight for my health, and like I said before, I've been up and down as far as that goes. But the biggest reason is really my kids. I love my boys, and I'm not able to be as active with them as I would like to be. 53 years old. I've had a knee replacement. I've had a hip replacement due to previous injuries throughout my life. And I'm ready to start a new chapter, a new page in my life, right? So part of this process for me is not just about losing the weight and not just about getting healthy, but about resetting my life and about kind of starting fresh. I've had a lot of successes and I've had an awful lot of failures. And every time I fail, well, let me change that word. Every time I hit a low spot, I seem to do better and recover and do even better the next time around. What I want to stop is that cycle of ups and downs in my life. I want to reach kind of a steady state equilibrium, if you will, with everything. And that includes relationships in my life, a lot of those things. So this is really more about life and living than it is just about losing weight. So where does that leave us? Well, I think initially the focus is just on losing weight, right? It keeps my mind occupied and I can think about some of those other things as we go along, but that's the first step in the process. And I've listened to a lot of motivational videos, watched a lot of motivational speakers, been to live speaking events, and I really have just pulled one important thing from all of them. And that's just do one thing. Start. Today or yesterday, I started. That was it. That was my one thing. Today, my one thing is I'll not cheat. Tomorrow, my one thing, I'll start exercising, right? So just do one thing. It's overwhelming to you when you think about everything all at once. It just doesn't work. You get overwhelmed, or a lot of us do, right? I'm not saying everybody's the same. And in fact, that's one of the things is everybody is different. And I think that's some of the things that we'll talk about in later videos. But it is important to do just one thing, Hug your kids. Tell them you love them every day. Make that a thing for you if that's where you need to be. Do one thing to make yourself better, right? So I've made some promises to my kids that I've had a hard time keeping about my language. Sometimes I use foul language and it's just not appropriate. So I tell my kids, I promise you. So every day, just one thing, just do one better. So that's where all of this is heading and where this is going. Some of the things that I'll talk about in upcoming videos is I'm going to talk about kind of what my routine is like, eating routine, supplement routine, all of those kinds of things. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate all of you, or those few of you who are listening to me at this point in time. And please tell your friends about me. I'd like to get some comments. You know, like I said, one of the reasons I'm doing this is for the support, good and bad, right? So I want to hear it all. And that's important to me. And that's why I'm doing this. So good wishes and God bless. And I'll see you in the next video.